welcome to Book Talk. I'm Sonia. This is the Stickney-Forest View Public Library. I do a book talk every month, and this month's theme is wine. Yum. Wine. I like wine. I think a lot of people do. So these three books are fiction. We have books here about wine if you want to learn about different types of wine and making wine and such, but these are three fiction that I'm going to recommend. So I'm going to start first with Vintage Attraction by Charles Blackstone. He was a Chicago author. I think he's now not here anymore, but he was living and working in Chicago. So this is fun because it takes place for most part in Chicago. And the character is a professor at UIC who meets a famous sommelier, a wine expert who, is on TV talking about wine. So they get into a whirlwind romance. And this author, he was actually a professor. So he kind of bases the character off of, himself and what he knows. And the parts I really liked, I thought the parts about academia and those politics and the angst of trying to get tenure and stuff, I thought those were really funny. But anyway, it's about his relationship with that wine expert. And they have a dog. They get a dog. So if you like dogs, there's a cute dog in here. But yeah, there's a mix of like humor and relationship drama, and there is an intellectual side too because he's a professor and he's got these intellectual thoughts going on. So this was a quiet title. It came out in 2013, but it's a good solid read. So I did want to recommend it. One critique was if you see the cover, the couple goes to Greece in the book, and the cover makes you think that it takes place mostly in Greece, but it doesn't. But they do go there at some point. So, okay, Vintage Attraction. So the next one I'm going to talk about, I think I didn't know whether to save the powerhouse till the end. You've heard this author, Danielle Steele. She's written a lot in her career, a lot of books. And actually, I haven't talked about her because I assume people have heard about her. But if you have never read her and you're interested, you might be thinking, where do I start? Because there's so many books, right? So this is one I would recommend starting with, Fairytale. It's a kind of inspired by Cinderella, and I love Cinderella stories. So I was excited to read this. And it was very good. And it takes place in California wine country. And there's a family that has, a vineyard. And I don't want to spoil it, but if you know Cinderella, the mom dies and the dad remarries. So I don't think I'm spoiling it. And so then there's, the stepmom comes in and she's kind of wanting to have take the vineyard, So, you kind of know what happens, but with retellings, what's interesting is to see how the author plays with the established plot and characters already, and of course there's modernizations in here because this takes place in modern times. So it's really fun, I think, and I actually want to do a book talk of Fairytale retelling someday, so that's on my list. So this, if you want to be transported to wine country, and lots of drama and a good, strong female character, the, Cinderella character. Her name is Camille. So I would recommend it. It's lots of fun. And then the final one I'm going to talk about, someone is reading right now, so I just have a picture right here, and we'll put a picture here. The Shortest Way Home by Miriam Parker. She is a new author. As of last year, this came out, and it was delightful. Also takes place in wine country in California, and she is graduating from graduate school, and she has this plan to marry her fiance and go back to New York. And when they take a trip to wine country, she just feels called there. There's this pull that it's pulling her, it's calling to her. And she's realizing she doesn't want to go back to the frantic New York life. and she maybe doesn't, want to marry her fiance because she's just like, she tells him, I'm going to stay here. She's going to work in the vineyard. She gets a job. And she's like, I just can't go back to that fast-paced life yet. So I really thought this was fun because the whole atmosphere was just like a fun, like wine country. She's just meeting people at her job and she's drinking wine and she's bringing her know-how from her graduate business school degree to the vineyard to help the wine company. And she's just really finding herself. So it's like a hopeful and, light, kind of light. Of course, there's the breakup going on, but it's not too heavy. There's love, there's romance. I love that part. So I really liked it. So I'm hoping to see more by this author, Miriam Parker. And so there you go. If you would like to be transported to wine country and learn about wine, this one you'll learn some stuff about wine in here. Pick up one of these books and then write in the comments below what you think. And join me next time. Bye.
If you enjoyed this video, please like the video and subscribe to the Stickney-Forest View Public Library's YouTube channel. Also, like and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. The Stickney-Forest View Public Library District, where great things happen.